It wasn't one big fight. No screaming, no betrayal, no single moment that shattered everything. It was quieter than that, like a candle burning down to its wick, flickering until the flame was barely there. Ethan didn't know when it started, but he could feel it now. The space between him and Julia wasn't just physical, it was emotional too. At first, it was subtle. Conversations that used to last for hours now ended in minutes. Texts went unanswered a little longer. Julia used to laugh at his terrible jokes, but now she barely looked up from her phone. Ethan told himself it was just stress. Work had been hectic, and Julia had her own worries. But deep down, he knew this wasn't just a rough patch. This was something else. One night, they sat on the couch, watching a show they once loved. The same couch where they used to curl up, talk about everything, and plan their future. But now, Julia sat on one end, Ethan on the other. Silence filled the space between them. He looked over at her, trying to find the right words. "Hey, is everything okay?" She hesitated. "Yeah, just tired." But the way she said it, the way she didn't even glance his way, Ethan felt it. A distance that wasn't just about being tired. Days turned into weeks. The silence became normal. They still shared a home, still shared a life, but it felt like they were living separate stories. One night, Ethan found himself scrolling through old messages, the ones where they used to say, "I miss you," even if they'd just seen each other that morning. When did that stop? A notification pulled him back. Julia had posted a picture, smiling, glowing, but not with him. His chest tightened. It wasn't jealousy. It was the realization that she still had joy, just not in their relationship anymore. Ethan finally said what had been on his mind for months. "Julia, do you still feel connected to us?" She paused and then exhaled. "Ethan, I don't know." That was all it took. He wasn't angry. He wasn't surprised, because he had felt it too. Detachment doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow unraveling. And sometimes the hardest part isn't losing love. It's realizing it faded without either of you noticing. Julia's words hung in the air. "Ethan, I don't know." For a moment, neither of them spoke. The weight of unspoken feelings settled between them, heavier than any argument ever could. Ethan swallowed hard, nodding slowly. "I think I've known for a while," he admitted. Julia looked down, fidgeting with the hem of her sweater. "I have too. But I didn't want to say it, because saying it makes it real." Ethan exhaled sharply, running a hand through his hair. "So where does that leave us?" Julia finally met his eyes, and for the first time in a long time, there was no pretense, no forced smiles, just raw honesty. "I don't want to hurt you," she whispered. He gave a sad smile. I don't want to hold on to something that's already slipping away. They sat there, side by side, feeling both the end and the beginning of something new. Not lovers, not enemies, just two people who once shared a love that had slowly unraveled. It wasn't anger. It wasn't resentment. It was the quiet, painful acceptance that some connections aren't meant to last forever. As the night stretched on, they talked. Not about fixing things, but about what they had meant to each other, about the good times, the love that once was. And in that conversation, something shifted. Not every ending has to be a battle. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is acknowledge that holding on hurts more than letting go. Detachment doesn't always mean hatred. Sometimes it's two people realizing they've outgrown the version of love they once knew. Have you ever had to accept that a relationship was fading? How did you handle it? Share your thoughts in the comments. Together, let's move from doubt to power, one story at a time.